People who don't call their significant other baby, what do you call them? I don't call her anything. I don't know why, but it's not something I have done with any girl I've been in a relationship with. I do, however, really like when she yes me honey. I just calling her babe or some other pet name. Maybe I should because I know how much I like it. Actually, she does have a nickname. Potato Mama, or Potato Mommy, since she is the mother of my unborn child. She tells me my head looks like a potato. I shave my head, and she say the ultrasound of the baby looks exactly like me potato looking head, so I call her Potato Mommy. Honestly, baby babe is the worst pet name to me. I'd personally hate it if my future partner called me that, not judging anyone who likes and uses it, though it's just not for me. I'm German, but I don't like our options either, so I'd enjoy using some English ones more. Mostly honey and my love, but I'm used to my parents just using shortened versions of their normal names for each other, so that'd probably be me most of the time too. Darling, sweetheart, sweetie, honey, cake, cutie, love, princess, rakas, moru, kolta, musaka, amor, preciosa, etc. With my recent ex we spoke 3 different languages, so there was a lot of different names we could call each other. Usually with my girlfriends it's only the Finnish and English variants. But I'll have to admit that baby is the one I have used most. It's legit in Finnish too. It ranges wildly. It goes from my love to Pokito, started off as Pooks, sometimes whore, emphasis on the whore part, to Sudi like whore. We call each other Nugget, and Slut Nugget. Don't even remember how it started, but it's said in a very endearing way. We love calling each other slut and stuff like that in private. It's like a funny jab at dirty talking that we just started and now it become a part of us. Smiley face. Love, a nickname we have for each other. But one time as a joke I started calling her by those classic names. Like honey, pumpkin, etc. Now it's an inside joke that I call her by any endearing name, and she will respond. Honey buns, dumpling, sugar plum, birdie. Basically anything I can come up with. Mine and my partner's pet names for each other have slowly degraded over time, to where now we call each other some random ass noun as if it's an endearing nickname. Most recent examples I can think of is I called him my sweet Dyson cordless vacuum, and he called me his little electron. My love usual, punk or pond play fighting, booger when she sticks to me, stinky when she's about to shower, butt or jerk when we argue. Edit, I call her Snookums and she calls me Pumpkaboo when we try to annoy each other with extra love. Usually I just called him by his name or Honey Bunny or Sparky. Unless I was upset with him. Then it was Mr. Buster Buddy Bumblebutt. Can't remember how that started. Probably I was so frustrated that I couldn't form the words I wanted. I called my most recent ex Pretty Lady a lot. Outside of that, we mostly referred to each other by name. When I was in high school, I dated a girl who tried to turn Mofo into a pet name, so I called her Moofa. We were weird kids. I call mine, Leafs, to translates to sweetest. Leaf beloved, I guess, darling, Shatier, Poepy, baby, babes. We never call each other by our first names. When I try to call him by his first name it sounds too formal or something. My husband and I call each other friend or friend. It started back before we started dating, when we were just friends, but it followed us into marriage. I call my friends friend as well, so it can get a little confusing. Goddess. A truly great relationship involves just a little bit of obsession and worship. And if my goddess decides to reward that devotion by letting me worship her far more directly, well, that's just fucking amazing. I had a girlfriend once that refused to be referred to as baby. I said it once and she whipped around on me and said I'm not a baby, don't ever call me that again. So I just referred to her as dear after that. Hey cutie. Hey gorgeous. Is how we say hi to each other, interchangeably. Then honey when it's like calling out to them casually, and in more loving contexts he's my sunshine and I'm his starlight, smiling face with hearts, yellow heart, sparkles. My GF was adopted at a young age from another country and her name was changed. She likes her birth name, so that's what I call her if I want a sweet name to say. Also love, sweetheart, darling, and my only. We have stupid nicknames that are derivative of our actual names but are also so stupid that I would only call them that in public if it was an emergency, by request, like as a signal I'm being kidnapped. We just use each other's names. I'd cry, but I've always felt weird using pet names. It sounds so normal and sweet when I hear other people doing it, but it feels awkward when I say it. I call my partner Bear and Bubbles. Bear just 'cause he's snuggly and Bubbles is an inside family joke that came from one of those silly Facebook find your Santa's elf name things XD. I do tend to default to dude or bro a lot. Or bruh, smiley face, since we have teenagers sometimes as now our last name BC we were in the military together. We are pretty silly though. I just want to take this opportunity to say the babe people are insufferable. Far more than the baby people. Babe, do you want some salt babe? Yeah babe. Thanks babe. Anything that doesn't signify a child that could not possibly take care of itself. I would also not refer to them as toddler or infant or child, but that's just me. I've always just used their name. Or, really, I just talk to them without identifying them first. Of course I'm talking to you, who else do you think I'm talking to? My BF and I call each other almost any pet name, including babe baby. However, our most frequently used outside of babe baby is my love, my dear, and my darling friend. Love. Occasionally, dear. And his name. My husband tried calling me baby exactly once, and it was rough for both of us, so he's never done it again. My treasure is what I call him. He's dramatic sometimes and says, the love of my life, when he's trying to embarrass me in front of our friends. Anything but babe baby. It's so common that people don't even think about how hard it is. Why would you want to compare your lover to a baby? Love, honey, or depending on who more personalized pet name, but also I speak slight Spanish so I'll use a more, mi vida, corazón, or muñeca. I've had a unique nickname for every significant other, usually some kind of in-joke. Currently single, so no idea what I'll call the next. We say buddy literally 1,000 times a day. Hey buddy, can you empty the dishwasher? Buddy, what do you want for dinner? Buddy, feed the rats. Honey, sweetie, and their name. I never call my husband baby or babe. I do have some other silly nicknames I won't get into. Smiley face. I feel that nicknames for your so should be something about them. There was one I called Brown Bear because of his fluffy brown hair. Their name? Bitch, dude. There's a saying here in Norway, barn har mange navn. It basically means loved child have many names. I call my wife my snow bunny, my angel, my ruby, my opal. A bunch more too. He loves when I come up with more names for him. I've always called my husband by his name. He on the other hand calls me babe or another nickname. I find nicknames stupid. I do call him babe. But also my hibiscus, ma belpesh, Pookie, my precious. Probs some others, but those are most common. Every time I see questions like this it just reminds me of how weird it was that my ex didn't like me calling him babe. 1. Their name. 2. Mom went around the kids. 3. Wife. 4. Hey, you there? This is after about 10 name and wife s. My ex called me Suggs Sugar and my current boyfriend calls me my love, heart. I always hated being called babe or baby. Darlin', her actual name, or a foreshortened version of her name. She gets really mad if anyone else uses by me lol. My uncle is an old school Londoner, he calls my auntie his wife mate. It's a bit different but still sweet. If I am being serious, I want to mess with her. Any woman's name that's not hers usually works. She Who Must Be Obeyed from Rumpole of the Bailey by John Mortimer. Novels made into a great TV series. My husband calls me my C. It means something like girly in my language. He's Canadian and I'm Dutch. Dear, and the version of her name I always use. We have never once called each other babe or baby. Genuinely feel offended when my husband calls me by my name. I'm not a fan of babe baby at all though. Honey, darling, sweetie, babe on a lone girlfriend or boyfriend when either of us are talking to others. I say babe mainly weird cause I never ever used it when I was married, but also prick is fairly common. Dude. I'm not really a pet names kind of person. Embarrassed smiley face. They sound ridiculous fake when I say them. I think baby's weird. I call him sweetheart and he calls me darling with the occasional my love. I use my wife's name to address her, or ma'am. She addresses me by my nickname or by insulting me, often my lover, but in the accent of Little John's girlfriend from Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. My love, but in my phone contacts he stores my number under my heart, which just makes me melt. Star-eyed sweetheart vampire princess. And pawn or puppet if we are in a spicy mood. Lol. Dearest. Darling, querido querida, sweetie, my love, wife, husband, their name, their nickname. Her name is sometimes modified, gorgeous, savage, barefoot one. Maybe others I can't recall now. I call him by his name. I despise being called babe baby, so would never use it for a partner. I have a rotating list of about 20 names, and a lot of them are nonsense names I can't spell. I used to call my wife babe. Now that we have kids I call her mama. and she calls me Dada. It could be translated as my dearest lawful wife before God, and states she hates that, smiley face. Couples use a range of endearing nicknames or may simply use each other's actual names. Wife. She gets anxious if I call her by her name, because she thinks she's in trouble. Honey, love, lover, dear, darling, plus all sorts of creative inside joke nicknames. My treasure, and he calls me my dove, which sounds pretty cute in our language. I call my wife Kid and she calls me Kid. It's very strange. 22 years together. Bae is a cute one, I like it. Too bad I don't have any special others. My love, my sweet, Squishy from Finding Nemo, his name, amongst other things. If I had one, I'd call her by her first name, because I find it awkward else. I don't call him anything, I just speak and assume he knows I'm talking to him. Honey. Sugar. BB. Asshole. Love. Darling. Big titty bitch affectionately. He left, but I called him butthead, he loved him not why he left. Lol. Shots at treasure in German and a general German love name. Rumperdu, Snarfalonius, or Devil Woman. We never use actual names. Tweets. Started out as Sweetie, then went to Tweety, now just tweets. Crazy Lady. Granted, she's my crazy lady and she always reminds me. We call each other dude on a regular basis. Smiley face. I'm male, she's female. We both say my love, but it's kinda blended together into love. We're a straight couple. We call each other homo. As an homosexual. Dingus are variations of her name. Babe Honey is so cringe to us. Loads of different nickname endearments, but never babe, hun, etc. My sister and brother-in-law call each other Papa and Mama Bear.